Everyone in this arena has a money stake in one of our famous couples as we play the game of celebrity gossip, Tattletales. And here's the star of Tattletales, Bert Convy.
Hello, everybody. Thank you. Welcome to Tattletales. Nice to have you at home with us. Nice to have you all, too. We have 3 super celebrity couples. I always say that, but then we always do, and you're going to meet them now. Here they are. On my left, from Ironsides, winning money for the blue section, Mr. Don Galloway and his wife, Linda. Thank you. How are you both?
Listen, we're fine. Are you fine, Linda?
I'm all right.
I'm
Okay.
fine. It's nice to be back.
Yes,
good to
thank
see
you for coming back. Nice to have you,
it's
too.
always fun to be here.
Yeah, good. You're going to have a good time today, too. We got a good group and a lot of good people out here. We're next to Linda and Don, winning money today for the banana section. He's been known to be a little bananas himself. Mr. Marty Allen and his wife,
there.
Frenchie.
And Frenchie's here. Hello there, Frenchie.
Hello.
Say something in French.
Are you all set to go,
Bonsoir.
Frenchie?
Bonsoir,
Hello.
Frenchie.
Yeah, I see you had your hair done, Marty, just
Yes,
for today.
only for the show.
Oh. Very nice. You're going to be splendid, I have a feeling. Next
too.
to Frenchie and Marty, first time on our show, rookies winning money for the red section today, Dr. Joyce Brothers and her husband, Dr. Milton Brothers.
Don't worry. Red section, don't worry. We may be rookies, but we're very competitive.
Very
Right, Joyce?
competitive rookies. That's what we like to hear.
You know, Marty doesn't really have someone in to do his hair. He has a gardener.
Is that what it is? Okay. Rolling right along, gang. Pum. Here we go. The first question worth $150, and this is for you, ladies. Your husband has bought you a really gorgeous negligee that cost him several $100s. One morning, you're wearing it over just you.
Over who?
Over just her. You're alone in the house, and you step outside to get the newspaper. The wind slams the door behind you, locking you out. Now, not only that, your new negligee is caught in the door. Now you have 2 choices. Tear the negligee so that you ruin it, and go next door for help decently covered. Or slip out of it to save it, and go next door nude. Which would you do? There is a predicament. You've got a brand new negligee, very French, cost several $100s. You step out the door in the morning to get the newspaper. The door slams and locks. The negligee is caught in the door. What are you going to do? You're going to tear the negligee and go next door decently covered, or are you going to slip out of it and go next door nude for help? Think about that, girls. We'll come back for your answer in just a moment. Well, we know what you do, Marty, because we've seen it. Don, what do you think Linda would do? She's home alone now, no one around.
Could you repeat the question?
It's 2 pages.
I tell you what, I think Linda would do. Linda's kind of shy. She'd tear the negligee.
She would, huh?
Yeah.
See, there's a lot of guys up there yelling, tear the negligee, yeah, tear it. Okay, you'll say Linda will tear it. Let's bring her on and see what she says. Linda, what are you going to do? What a predicament. You're caught outside the house. The negligee's caught on the door. Are you going to tear it and go next door covered? Or are you going to slip out of it and discreetly go next door for help?
I'm going to keep that negligee on.
That means tear it. And you're right. That's what he said.
Is it right?
That's right.
Thank goodness.
Now, I don't know if that has anything to do with, but who lives next door? Is it somebody, you know?
Rhoda Rotman.
What's
Rhoda
that?
lives next door. Rhoda lives next door.
Rhoda lives next door?
Yeah,
Well,
it's not the one on TV, but there's a great similarity.
I see, okay. You have a share of the pot. Well done. Marty, what's Frenchie going to do?
I don't know, because I usually wear the negligee.
Oh.
I think she would tear it. I mean,
She would tear it?
She's not going next door in a nude.
No
way.
No way?
I don't think so. Of course, with them French, you don't know what they're going to say.
That's true, too, but you're going to say she'll tear it.
I think she'll tear it and
All
cover
right.
herself up.
Oh, yeah. Okay, I mean, it could be very expensive, you know. I mean, could be very expensive.
Well, I have a lot of nightgowns, and
Yeah, she can borrow one of yours later.
wear one of mine.
Okay, let's bring on Frenchie. Frenchie, what are you going to do? You're trapped outside. The door is locked. Your negligee's caught in it. Are you going to tear it, or are you going to slip out of it?
No, I'm going to tear.
That's what the man said. You're right. You're absolutely...
Because if I didn't, you know, the next door is about maybe a quarter of a block away.
You'd be shrieking
We
all
ain't
over
going
the
down the
neighborhood.
street selling them goodies.
You're absolutely right, Frenchie. Dr. Milton, what is Dr. Joyce going to say?
Well, we have a special problem because if you're talking about next door, we have a farm up in upstate New York, and next door is about 1.5 miles away.
Yeah. Yes.
Now, Joyce has such a great bod
Yes.
that she would attract so much attention.
Yes.
You know, we have lots of cows and horses along the way. That I'm pretty sure she wouldn't want to do that, so she would definitely keep the gown on and tear it and go next door to look for help.
Okay. Can't you see somebody driving down a lonely country road saying, I think I just saw Dr. Joyce Brothers run by. Okay, let's bring her on. Joyce, what are you going to do now that the negligee is caught in the door? Are you going to tear it, or are you going to slip out of it and go for help?
I am going to tear it.
That's what the man said. You're absolutely right.
Bert,
Yes, Joyce.
our next door neighbor is a bachelor. I'd never be able to ask him for a cup of sugar again.
That's right. You're absolutely right. In fact, you're all right, gang. Well done. We split the pot 3 ways. We'll come back and split all the rest of the pots and see who's going to win. It's going to be fun today. Come back.
Everybody has a few pet peeves, but somebody has a lot of Brett peeves.
You know what I think? I think the question stinks.
Brett Summers tells it like it is on Match Game today at 5 on Buzzer.
Question number 2 coming up. This is it. Ladies, if you are ready, we have a nice tie game. $150 for this one as well. Ladies, do you think that harmless flirting with others is good for a marriage or bad for a marriage? Do you think that harmless flirting with others is good for a marriage or bad for a marriage? Go away and think about that one, ladies. We'll find out how you feel in a moment. There they go to listen to the music, and we'll start with you, Marty. You're at a party now, and you're having a terrific time. You start to flirt a little bit.
Who's the guy?
Don't believe it says anything on my card about a guy.
Oh, it's girls flirting.
It could be, well, it could be either one of you, because it doesn't say which one. It says, do you think that harmless flirting with others is good for a marriage?
No, I don't think so, because I think harmless flirting could involve you in some way.
Could lead to a serious
Lead
flirting.
to a serious thing, and a wife may not understand.
That's true.
I don't think so, because...
Could also get killed doing that.
I was once dancing at a party, and Frenchie got very upset, because this guy was very close to me.
Okay. No, you'll say it's bad for a marriage.
It's bad for marriage.
Could be bad for your health, too. Let's
bad
bring on
for your
Frenchie.
health, and bad for the whole setup.
Here she comes. Frenchie, do you think that harmless flirting is good for a marriage or bad for a marriage?
Very good.
Really? That's not what Marty said. But Marty, you know what to do at your next party now,
yeah,
don't you?
keep dancing with the guy.
Yeah.
I said it isn't no good.
No, but you always tell me you're married but not dead.
Yeah, but that's something else. That ain't flirting.
Sorry about that, Frenchie, but I'm glad you got that straightened out between yourselves. Milton, what's Joyce going to say?
Well, I guess, I guess it depends upon the security that the woman feels in a marriage.
Yes.
Now, after 26 years, which it'll be this year.
Really?
That's a nice long time.
Wow, it sure is.
Thank you. That's not 1 year 26 times. That's 26 years.
No, I understand. And to the same woman,
right.
too.
I would be pretty certain that she would say that harmless flirting, as long as you don't forget that adjective,
yes,
is okay.
Is
and
okay.
It's a good thing for me.
Okay. Now, this is interesting because this really is right down...
This is her field.
Joyce's field.
Sure.
There,
How could I be wrong?
How could you be wrong? We'll find out, won't we? Let's bring her on. Joyce, do you think that harmless flirting is good for a marriage or bad for a marriage?
I think it's good for a marriage.
That's what the man said.
That's it, Joycey.
Milty?
That's what I call being secure, Joyce. That's
Milty,
what I
I want
said.
you to know that it's good for marriage only if the wife does it. If you do it, I punch you in the nose.
That's what I said.
You're well spoken like an educated person. Thank you, Doctor. Okay, Don, how about Linda? How does Linda feel about this?
I don't know. I think there maybe is, the way I would look at it, almost a contradiction in terms here. Harmless flirting is therefore not flirting, really. That's called teasing. I don't know what it is.
Oh, really?
I have no... Hello, friend. You want to... Teasing? I think he likes me. No.
You're the guy I danced with.
Yeah, you're kind of cute. No. I think Linda will say that it is... I mean, I think it is... It's Linda to say? Linda will say that it is not good for a marriage.
She'll say it's not good.
She won't say that? Linda will... she'll say it's not good.
Not good.
I mean, I don't necessarily agree with that, but that's what Linda will say.
Okay, let's bring her on and see what she says. Linda, do you think that harmless flirting is good for marriage or bad for marriage?
Bad for a marriage.
That's what he said, and you're right. You're absolutely right. Linda and Don, Joyce and Milton split the pot in half. And did you have something to add, Marty? It's halftime. If you fellas will step to the rear, we'll bring the ladies out front. While we do that, we'll break away for this message for you. Coming back with the second half. See you in a second. Let's play. All right, we have changed places. We have a good, tight game going. Fellas, if you're ready to go, ladies, all set. This one is worth $150 as well. Milton, you and Don are tied with $125 apiece. Men, about how often do you tell your wife that you love her? Several times a day, once a week, or less often than that? About how often do you tell your wife that you love her? Several times a day, once a day, once a week, or less often than that? Think about that, gentlemen. We'll come back for your answers in a moment. Listen to the music, and off they go. And we'll start with you, Joyce.
All right. My husband tends to think that he said when we married, "I love you," and that it's still in force until he revokes it. So, I'd say that he would say less often than that.
Less often than that. Until he says, how do the Arabs divorce? I divorce you, I divorce you, I divorce you. And then it's over. Okay, you'll say less often than that. Let's bring Milton on. Milton,
Yep.
what is the time period there? About how often do you tell Joyce that you love her? Several times a day, once a week, or less often than that?
Well, the truth is called for. Less often than that with an explanation. I see I was right. I should say my reasons are, you really don't have to keep telling a lady something when she knows that it's so.
I see. All right.
Of the tape, I'll play it over and over and make me feel good.
Yes. You want to say it now, Milton?
It's really true. It's really true. I love you, Joyce.
There you go. See, you got one today. See?
1 month now. 1 month. I'll tell you. Yes.
Okay, in another month you'll have it
Right.
again, and you have a share of the pot. And the whole red section loves you, Milt.
Good.
Okay, Linda, how about Don? What's he going to say?
He says it all the time.
Does he?
Yes.
So yours would be several times a day?
At least.
Or once a day?
Yeah, at least several times
Several
a day.
times a day?
Yes.
Gee, that's sweet, isn't it? Let's bring him on and see what he says. Don, how often do you tell Linda you love her? Several times a day, once a week, or less often than that?
Why, several times a day.
That's what the lady said.
See, actually, Bert, the reason I do that is because Linda knows what an incorrigible liar I am, and I have to constantly reassure her.
Yes, I see. You have to say, no, I really mean it.
I really mean it.
No,
I really
this
do.
time I
This
mean it.
is the truth.
You have a share of the pot. Well done. Frenchie, what's Marty going to say?
Several times a day, but it doesn't have to be said. I mean, he shows it to me in so many ways that he loves me that it's several times a day.
You'll say several times a day. Now I ask the question, how often do you tell your wife? So, be sure that you understand how I'm asking the question.
Well, how do you measure it? He tells it to me often.
Well, but I'm saying, I think the question is verbally. See, how often do you tell your wife that you love her? Not in actions, but in words is what I'm saying. So, take your choice. Several times a day, once a week, or less often than that?
No. At least once a day. I would say several times a day.
Okay, stick with your first instinct. All right. Let's bring Marty on. Marty,
Yeah.
how often do you tell Frenchie that you love her? Several times a day, once a week, or less often than that?
Several times.
That's what she said.
In fact,
You're absolutely right.
in fact, it's on the hour.
It's on the hour. That is several times a day. Hey, you're all right, gang. You're really smart. We split that pot 3 ways. We'll come back in a moment with the big $300 question and decide today's game. Come back after this question.
No matter who's dealing the cards, the Sharks are in it to win it.
I gotta go all the way! Higher!
Card Sharks, today at 4:30 on Buzzer.
Here we go. This question is worth double. $300 riding on this one. And if you are ready, fellas, this is it. Men, have you ever heard your wife talking to herself? Yes. Don't say anything. Men, have you ever heard your wife talking to herself? All right? Go away and try and think about that. See if you can remember, and we'll come back in a moment for your answer. I think this is kind of fun. Have you ever caught Marty really going on and talking to himself, Frenchie?
Marty?
I mean, Marty. I mean, has Marty ever caught you? Is that what I said? Yeah, you know what I mean, Frenchie. Don't listen to me. Has he ever caught you?
I never caught him talking, but he's heard me talk, not necessarily to myself, but to flowers and to trees. I always talk to flowers when I say goodbye. If that's like talking to yourself, then yes.
Oh, sure, I would think so.
Oh, yeah, I say goodbye to the flowers and the trees every time we leave. I did it before it was fashionable.
Really? Before you found out that they think that it does them good? Mm-hmm. Do you believe that it does them good?
Yes.
That they respond to it?
Yes, I think so.
Really?
I think any human being in the world, if they give something to a plant or an animal or anything that's alive.
Yes.
I think you're ahead of the game.
It has an effect. All right.
I talk to my flowers. They don't grow. I ask them why. They say, you pester me.
Leave me alone. Okay, he will say yes, he has overheard you talking to yourself or to whomever or whatever. Let's bring him on. Marty, have you ever heard Frenchie talking to herself?
Well, she's had nightmares in which she moaned a lot. But as far as talking to herself, I don't think so.
That's not what you said.
Yeah?
Explain what you said, Frenchie.
Don't I talk to flowers all the time?
Oh, the flowers. Yeah, you're right. You do.
You're right. She's right.
Talks to flowers.
And you're wrong, Marty, and I'm sorry.
That's right. I'm sorry.
Okay.
I forgot about the plants.
Yes, she said she's been doing it for a long time, too.
Yeah,
How about the Milton? What's he going to say?
Whether he's caught me talking to myself?
Yes.
He will say yes, because I get great answers.
You know, that's interesting because someone once told me, or I read somewhere, that they said talking to people who talk to themselves a lot is the first step towards insanity. Do you believe that?
No, it isn't true. People who talk to themselves a lot, it's a rough measure of intelligence as long as you don't talk out loud. But unfortunately, I talk out loud.
Oh, really? You mean the fact that you talk out loud makes it kind of weird? Is that it?
Well, they may come around sometime and take me away in a little net.
But you do it.
I do.
Oh, it makes me feel better because I do too. Let's bring on... Wait a minute. Now, you're going to say Milt will say yes.
Yes.
Okay, let's bring on Milton. Milton, have you ever heard Joyce talking to herself?
Well, I don't care how Joyce answered that question. The irrefutable fact is no.
That's not how she answered it. The irrefutable fact is she said yes.
Well, you know, I can only speak for myself. Who listens?
Who listens?
I never heard her talk to herself.
You
That's
never
a fact.
caught her?
Never. I never heard her talk to herself.
That means that you're very careful, Joyce, to do it when you're alone.
In elevators, you know, things like that when no
Or
one's
when you're
listening.
driving. Did you ever be driving in your car and you're at a stop sign and you're going, well, I think, and you're talking, somebody pulls up next to you and they look at you and there's no one there?
Yeah.
So stupid. Sorry about
Well,
that.
it shows we're not perfect, Joyce.
Linda, you can get the whole pot
I
for the
know,
blue section.
But I really don't know what to say.
Oh.
Because I don't know whether I'm going to say yes. Well, you know, I swear a lot in the kitchen.
Yeah, okay.
So, yeah.
You're going to say yes. All right, let's bring him on. Don, I don't want you to feel any pressure. No one has gotten this question correct. You can win the whole $300 for the blue section. What is the answer? Have you ever heard Linda talking to herself?
Yes, I have.
That's it! You're right. You're absolutely correct. Very well done, sir. Don, just for fun, what have you ever heard Linda talking about?
I wouldn't care to repeat the line. She does.
Good judgment.
I don't know what she said, what she just said exactly, but she talks to herself when she's angry.
That's right.
You hear her off in some far corner of the house muttering.
You're absolutely right. You got the whole pot for the blue section, and there it is on the board. There's a signal. Time is up. The blue section wins it today. And we'll come back momentarily and find out how much Linda and Don have won for the blue section after this message for you. Come on back. See you in a second. Today for the blue section, Lyndon Don Galloway, $475. We had 1,000, a total of 1,475. Big ones. Thank you all. You were perfect. And thank you, too, for watching Tattletales. Bert Convy saying so long, everybody.
This is Gene Wood speaking for Tattletales, a Mark Goodson, Bill Todman production.